means to get away.
Gotcha. All right. Cool. And sorry if we had some Twitch sound issues. I think is fixed, but I heard every word you said, Sturf. All right. Sounds like some revenge is in the works for you. Now I'm just gonna Chinna. What was Chinna up to last session?
Aye. A great fight with an evil foe. Tyr saw us all live through it. Well, those of us that were left. There's many days ahead, and many questions to be answered. But with Val apparently coming to us from the FPC, he never struck me as one of those FPC dogs. But as always, Tyr has shown us light and guided us on our voyage. And we'll be all right yet, what come what may. For now, we press forward, hold on to the ship, see it through.
All right, perfect. All right, Neb, saving the best for last.
Spoiler, he's never here the whole time.
Oh, is he not up right now?
He's not on his camera. I don't see him in his camera.
Well, okay then. Oh,
Hey, look, it's Ben.
Oh, there he is. There he is.
hey, we were saving the best for last, Ben. What was Neb up to last session? What? Having a hard time hearing you, Ben.
Everyone typed furiously.
Hopefully my keyboard isn't loud.
No, Ben can't hear you. We're just having a bunch of technical issues tonight, aren't we?
Few.
Gotta love technology.
Not as much as you see.
Hello.
Hello.
Barely.
Ben?
Hello?
Hello.
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 There he is.
Oh,
Hey.
Am I there now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I left chat and then I came back in. Now it's working.
Weird. Well, we're all having technical issues. So, Ben, I was saying we were saving the best for last. What was Neb up to last session?
Contemplating who he needs to talk to find out what the heck is going on.
All right. And Neb was one of the.
Feeling like
Go ahead.
he feels like he feels something in the back of his mind, like he can't really feeling other than it does feel sort of similar to when walking spoke to his mind.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll kind of get that mind tickle, as Ryan described it in chat, sorted out, and we'll figure what that is about. So now for me, you guys did have a very hard fought battle. You did not necessarily win, but you were able to escape. The storm got worse and worse and worse, and that airship was struggling to stay in the air. So the guy just sort of mocked you and vanished, and you assume he's on his ship to deal with his own thing. But you were able to get on the ship that the Dwarven flagship had in tow. You have been on this ship, you've all been working quite tirelessly to get ahead and out of the storm. I don't know if you guys saw, but in Disc, I did mention you with how hard you've all been working under the leadership of the, I guess, acting captain, your soon to retire first mate from the Dart, first mate Val. You guys are now a full day and a half ahead of the storm. On the horizon, you see within an hour or two out a small pinprick of land. The veteran sailors amongst you know that that is the island of Haverton, with Haverton Port, to which you sail. That is your destination here. You have just a little bit of time before you need to start prepping this ship for, making port. You are free to move about the cabin and discuss some things as you will. And to answer your question, Ryan, you guys have not had a moment's respite just yet. You've been battling this storm to get ahead of it. This is now really the only moment you guys have now had to sort of take a breather.
All right. I turn to Val and Chen, and I say, should probably see what we can get out of the rest of this ship, eh?
Aye,
And
we need.
oh, sorry, go ahead.
We'll be needing as much supplies as we can. There's still a long journey ahead to yonder.
Mm-hmm. So Val says, and I think just one or two men up on the top deck should be sufficient. He points to you, Van, and says, "You need the practice, Greenhorn. You work them sails, keep them straight for now. I'll take the wheel." And then you other three may now explore this ship a little more in detail.
Done.
I'd like to head down and see if I can find, where maybe the captain's quarters or official documents might be held, if there are any.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
you most certainly can. In fact, I'm going to move you to there. Anyone else like to follow him?
I was gonna go check out the supply area, so like the galley and what kind of foods on this thing, or if there are any other things that were being stored here while this boat was being towed. So
All
I guess
right.
the bottom floor.
Well, then, Sturf, you follow Chinna down. You notice at the foot of the stairs leading down after you lift the deck grating, you see a hatch, and the hatch leads you to the very bottom where the food stores are
Big
at.
stir.
They're looking suave.
Yeah, my bad. I didn't mean to do that. And Neb, would you like to join Chinna or Sturf in this sort of searching this new vessel of yours?
Audio.
Ben?
Audio's out again.
That's bizarre.
It is.
Very. Well, we'll let Ben handle technical issues. Sturf, Chinna, you guys may continue. See anything that you need answers to, just let me know. And Van, you are still up top helping out Mr. Val.
Gonna go ahead and go first.
Zach?
Oh, I seriously thought he said I'm gonna go first. I was like, all right. Sorry, that was my bad. Yeah. So the first thing I want to do is kind of check any logs or notices or anything. Chen is very concerned about this ship and its kind of connection to the Dwarven Federation. Knowing dwarves and how they keep records and books and track of everything. I want to make sure that this boat is kind of where it needs to be, or that it gets into the right hands, or if there's anything pertinent to it that I find out right away. So he's very worried about the kind of bureaucracy of it.
All right. Well, Chinna, from what you see on the deck you are on, towards the rear of the ship just appears to be some water barrels along with storage. You see some gunpowder storage along with some cannonballs, along with some sacks of random grain and oats and barley, things that keep well on a long voyage. The uh, decks where folks sleep appears to be unused. No one has really been in this vessel. Behind you is a large map on a desk. This appears to be where the captain had been, or the admiral had been plotting their course. You see some random documents, some books on proper dwarvish sailing, and beyond you see a closed door that when you peek into it is a solo room. This is where the captain would sleep. As far as official documents, other than the plotted course, you don't see much.
Okay.
And as far as to answer if this ship is where it was supposed to be, yes, it was going completely opposite direction you guys were going. Instead of going to the human kingdom, it was actually going to route more southerly to the dwarven kingdom, according to the
Okay.
course. And
I take a. Okay, go ahead.
no, go ahead. You take what?
I was gonna say I take a little bit of time, and I know that in the previous ship as it was sinking, I made sure to grab anything important,
Mhm.
any documents or the journals and things like that. I'll take the time to kind of put them away in these desks,
Okay.
and then kind of begin, I suppose, heading back up to the deck. I want to make sure I'm all hands on.
Well,
Can you hear
all
me?
right. Yes, we hear you. And Chinna, you are back up on the deck. You can help Van and Val as needed. Uh, Ben, because you were having mic issues, what is it Neb is doing currently? Where is he at on this ship?
I'm not expecting much, but he was going to check the recorders that are back section.
In the
Not
what?
necessarily looking for loot, but if there's anything useful.
Okay, so basically you were down in the
Like,
mid deck with Chinna, kind of scoping things out.
yeah, down over there.
Okay. Well, yeah. As you go down, you notice Chinna checking out on the course and squaring away certain logbooks he had found and other documents from the other ship. You make your way to the rear, and you notice that there are several beds here, 6 cabins, each with a bunk bed. Able to hold quite a number of soldiers, sailors, whatever this ship had been intended for the Dwarven Navy. Everything appears unused at this time. And
Well, mental note, at least we could sleep on the ship.
that is good to know. In fact, Val did mention to rest up if any of you need a short rest. So feel free. But moving to Ryan with Sturf, Sturf, you are on the bottom of the deck. What is it you are looking for specifically? You said food and whatnot.
Yeah, just checking the storage area because this is very clearly the storage area of the ship. Checking to see what kind of food we have for the trip ahead. Um, Maybe taking an inventory of what we need or may need, and then just seeing what else is in these storage areas. Because the Sturf's been on a lot of different ships in his life. He can pretty much recognize what's there, what's not there, and what each room is kind of designed to be because of his sailor background.
Mhm.
And so he comes down to the galley and is just looking to see what he's getting his bearings on the ship and seeing what's actually there.
All right, so yeah, this is most definitely where folks have stored equipment as far as longer voyages. There's barrels of water, there's bottles of rum, more importantly, for some of you that like to drink that after a long day. There's
Sturf
this
smiles as he opens a bottle and sniffs it.
There's barrels of fresh fruit and vegetable. Not as many like oranges and lemons because, well, those don't tend to last. But there's lots of potatoes. There's fish. There's dry salted pork. There is a small kitchenette kind of oven, a coal burning oven you guys can use to cook and whatnot. Now, more importantly, however, after you check this area out, you happen across another door, and you
Mhm.
you open the door, and before you is, I wouldn't call it a hoard of treasure, but it is most certainly been used as probably additional storage from the now sunk Dwarven flagship. As you're doing the inventory, you come across uh, a bunch of copper pieces, silver pieces, a handful of gold pieces you can split amongst the crew, a couple of gems. You find a quartz or two. You also find some spell scrolls. You don't have any way to determine what they are as a fighter, right?
No, no, no. I have like no magic.
Okay. Um, so yeah, you don't see anything. You just notice it's an arcane scroll with what you assume is, well, some sort of magical scroll you can get checked out. Um, a body. What are you talking about? A body?
Oh, it looks like there's a skeleton amongst the treasure.
Yeah, just ignore that. Um,
Love it.
just ignore that.
Oh,
Um, you also find two potion of healing. You know they're potion of healing. They have a very tightly written note on top of the flask. You also find a great sword with scale mail, and yeah. So that is what you find. I'll post everything in the chat for you guys. So,
Yeah, I just kind of take a note of everything and I pocket the 2 potions of healing immediately.
all right. So you make your way back up to the deck and you share the
And
list
I
of the inventoried items with your buddies.
exactly. And then I specifically share it with Chen and ask him, look, we're on the boat. I don't care, but I know it's important to you how we go about treating this vessel and what's inside of it. So this is what I found down low. It's definitely a lot of treasure, and we're definitely going to need to buy some supplies. So, what do you guys think?
And as you guys chit chat amongst yourself, Val shouts at Van, "Oi, boy, man the crow's nest. I need keen eyes. How close are we to port?"
I nod and scurry up the flagpole to see.
All right. All right. So Sturf, Chenna, you may continue. It's just Val doesn't know what you're discussing. He's just barking orders at Van, getting kind of some pleasure out of it.
I was left in our care by old Turnock Bristlebrow. Seems only right that we use it for what we need. We get to our destination. That's what they would have wanted. But don't think of this as no treasure cruise. This ain't booty to be split amongst the tavern wenches. This here is property of the Dwarven Federation. We'll treat it with respect, but we'll use it as we need.
I prefer to keep booty to myself.
Aye, lad, you and me both. And he nods in an old man kind of way and trudges along.
So then it's decided we'll take only what we need to get to our destination.
Haverton, dead ahead.
All right, and with that, Val barks orders: all hands on deck. Prep for, port. Prep for raising the sails. Prep for lowering the anchor. You all know the drill, so you all rush up on the deck, and you're all scurrying. And due to the magic of editing, you guys arrive safely at port. It may take a second. This is a large map, so just kind of bear with it, folks. But let me know when it loads for y'all.
I'm loaded.
Okay, cool. I tried to reduce the map size as much as I could, but I also didn't want to make it just straight up JPEG, although that appears to be what the stream is seeing. Apologies for that. But so you all safely work towards getting to port. You are all there now. You have weighed anchor. You have secured the ship to the dock. And I gotta fix the stream. I don't know why it does this. But yeah, so stream, this is what they're at. And everybody, this is Haverton. Welcome to Haverton. You have arrived right towards sunset. The sun is mostly down. There's still some lights. The folks are starting to light the lanterns at this point. And from the deck, you all see three individuals. Two are arguing amongst each other. One is making his way briefly to y'all. And he shouts up, it's like, "Oi, who's captain of this vessel?"
Chenna would stand and say, I'm acting captain. Chenna Flame Speaker.
And you notice Val kind of look you up and down, but sort of nod his head. And he goes, Mr. Flamespeaker, my name be Riker. What brings you in this fine evening, right before a storm, too? And he kind of glanced south, and you all look, and you see the storm that you had just escaped.
Is Riker a human?
Riker is a human, yes.
Okay, Chenna says, well, that would be what it is then, isn't it? We seek shelter from the storm. What business do you have?
Well, my name is Riker. I'm the dock master. It is my job to ensure we notate crew, ship, and what you be carrying and how long you're staying.
Aye. This be the workhorse, I say, in Dwarven. I say we bring moderate supplies and barely a drop of treasure for the coffers, but we seek only shelter and to resupply and be on our way.
And Riker's looking confused at the little note pad he has. He goes, "Right then, And how do you spell that? What is the ship name in the common tongues, lad?
He says the workhorse, and he motions for him to write it down and spells it out in dwarven characters. No, no, no. The triangle should be facing the other direction. Yes. And he says, right then. Anything else?
This guy,
What?
you don't recognize Riker from past visit port.
No, you guys do not. He does not appear to be the same dockmaster as the last time you were here. Um, but Riker does appear to be satisfied with that, and he takes his notes. He goes, "Right, lads. Well, you be the last ship in for the day. There's a couple of inns and taverns in town if you need a room. I recommend the Shirt if you haven't been here before."
Isn't our first time in Haverton, is it, boys? And he does the old arm to the crew.
Surf stomps his foot.
Well, so Riker looks at all of you, goes, "Well then, you know the way then. You all have a wonderful night." And he just sort of walks off towards the direction of the, excuse me, of the Shirt. You still notice two other gentlemen arguing, but they're sort of walking with Riker now. So they're all sort of arguing, and Riker's sort of ignoring them as they continue to argue.
Do we know what they're arguing about? Can we overhear them?
If you would give me a perception check, you can do
I'd love
that.
to try.
Yeah, do that.
All of us checking that, or
Whoever wants to. Well, okay. Well, with those, you guys do notice snippets of their argument. They're arguing over whose turn it is to have the guard for any potential evacuations if the storm reaches the shores of the island. Um, so, from what you can gather, is these two are on opposite sort of kind of political spectrum of who should do what. Beyond that, you just hear that they were arguing about guards and guards placement regarding a potential evacuation if needed.
All right.
how long has it been since we've been here last, more or less?
Well, it's a great question. It has been about half a year, give or take several weeks, since you guys had all last made port here. Everyone except Van. Van, of course, this is your first time, and I'm getting pissed off at my map on stream. It's not loading the fucking map. The map's working for everyone else.
Yeah,
Good to
I see
go.
it.
Yeah,
That's fucking weird. But yeah, you guys know your way to the excuse me, you guys know your way to the tavern. Of course, you can show Van the way there because it is getting past sunset. All the shops and everything are closed. You will need to wait till morning if you want to do any shopping or offloading of goods. So, oh, now it loads. So now you guys, I take it, would like to go to this inn slash tavern.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, unless there's something else anybody else wants to do, I'm cool with going straight at Howard. I'm assuming we're kind of done for the day and ship is safe.
I just follow Sturf
From what we
very, very
understand.
quietly.
Yeah, so basically, so you guys have been at this port before. You are aware the island of Haverton is mostly humans with a small minority of dwarves here. Chenna may be more aware of these dwarves than the rest of you. These are basically the sons and daughters and the grandchildren of exiled dwarves. These dwarves had spoken up as far as their isolationist policies. They wanted to open their borders to trade and everything else with the elves and the humans. But the leadership of the mountain did not agree to that, so they were exiled to prevent further sort of uh, a disagreement amongst the peoples. Um, but you all know the way, minus Van, to the shirt. It's basically just kind of northeast to a
Number 8, right?
lovely big inn, and you guys make your way there. They're turning on the street lamps, lighting the lamps. Everybody makes it to the doors nice and easily with no problems.
Did we take some money for ourselves there to stay here?
Well, did you guys want to go do that?
Uh, I think we decided we weren't going to sell off a bunch of stuff, but what we were going to do is just take what we need.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys can take what you need. You're all pretty aware of the sort of reasonable prices of the shirt. So you won't have any, you won't run out or spend too much money. But you all do make it to the doors of the tavern. And why are you guys so tiny? I don't know.
It's cold.
Yeah, that's good. And from here, you guys,
My one inappropriate comment.
what was that?
That's my one inappropriate comment.
All right, fair enough. So you guys now may enter, find empty seats, and kind of figure out your sleeping arrangements for this evening.
Does Neb see anyone he knows?
Great question. In fact, yes, just about everybody is somebody you do recognize. You may not know all of their names, but you do see the guy from the dock, Riker. He is now drinking with a huge pint of ale, speaking to two ladies in the corner as you guys enter. In fact, let's see, get you guys in. Um, And Val is just going to make a beeline straight to the bar. He's going to sit right here next to some sailors. And yeah, to your right, as you enter, you see the Dockmaster Riker you previously met, kind of hitting on two ladies. At the bar, you recognize the elven barkeep. The name is sort of on the tip of most of your tongues. It's been a while since you've been here. Um, and there appears to be some empty seats um, in various places, so you guys can choose to sit where you want.
Neb is going to go to the elvish bartender. Does he remember her name?
Give me an insight check.
Un momento.
Mhm. And as you're moving up to the bar, she kind of sees you there, and she's moving. Um, yeah, her name escapes you for now. It appears to be right on the tip of your tongue, but you can't quite get there. But she walks up to you and she says, "What can I get for you tonight, honey? You know what you want, or do you need a menu?"
Um, take a glass of whiskey.
All right. Whiskey, she says. Whiskey. She's like, I've got some fine woodpine whiskey, made in woodpine to the north. You want the bottle or you just want a glass?
I would like a glass.
All right. She says, that'll be 3 silver pieces, sweetie. And she puts the empty glass in front of you and pours a whiskey.
I will give her 4 silver pieces. And he knows if Koza is still working.
Koza, she says, "Sweetie, you're in the wrong tavern. She owns the Bloody Shield up over by the Commons. It's a bit late, but you still might reach her before she closes for the night."
Oh, I don't necessarily need to speak to her at this time. Just we've been at sea for a while, and many things have happened, and make sure she was still here before I went looking for her. Thank you for your help.
Okay, and the elven barkeep nods. She goes, "Well, the the Bloody Shield ain't going nowhere. You can always go tomorrow. Let me know if you need anything else." And then she goes to tend to other guests, leaves you with the whiskey. And to those that sat down, a server comes up to you and she hands you guys a menu without really saying hello. She seems a little bit busy tonight.
I'll leave the bar and join them at the pool.
All right. So she shared to you a menu, and then she walks back to where she was chatting with the folks at sort of the restaurant side of the establishment. So as you're looking over the menu, there's some choices: some wine, white wine, red wine, some honey wine, different ales, cider, some vodka. The whiskey Neb has already ordered and brought back. And there's some food and everything. You guys can look at that. But at the very bottom, it also says lodging. The shirt proudly offers lodging, asterisk. 3 rooms are available. There's the hostel, which sleeps 10 in a barrack-style bunk. That is the cheapest option. The private dormitory-style room sleeps up to 4. That's 15 silver pieces a night. It is more if less sleep in the room. Or there is a large private room with a single bed. That is the most expensive. The shirt, as most of you are aware, is well known for being the only inn in the area with its own bathhouse. It's a special bathhouse because the bathhouse is upstairs. There's a special rope and pulley system where they bring hot water down from the kitchen up to the bathhouse above the kitchen. That is free and included with any room you purchase for the night. Of course, availability not guaranteed depending on season, so ask your server for availability. And with that, you guys can look through the menu and make some selections.
I just noticed in my inventory, I only had 2 silver pieces on me. I had 1 gold.
Oh, we are going to just assume you grabbed from the silver that was on the ship. So you didn't grab too greedily, but you grabbed enough for food and drink and lodging.
Okay.
Which of these is the most potent liquor? The vodka or the whiskey?
Oh, well, as you're looking over the menu, the waitress comes back and she goes, "So can I help y'all with anything?"
Which of these is the strongest? The vodka or the whiskey?
Oh, that'd be the vodka, sweetheart. That will strip the paint off a boat.
I'll take a bottle.
A bottle, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Anything else I can help y'all with?
Aye, and Chenna takes the small leather pouch of 5 gold pieces that he found in the captain's quarters, and he says, "Drinks are on the captain tonight." And he says, "A barrel of your ale, please."
A barrel, you say? Oh, yes, sir. Thirsty tonight. Will this be for you? And she winks. or for all your friends?
For my table here and my crew. And I nod to Van and Val over at the counter. I kind of motion to them to do the little circle and raise my glass.
She's like, well, we'll get you those drinks out right away. We'll keep the gallon in the back for you, so just let me know when you need a refill of your pitcher.
Aye, lady. Just keep it full until I can't drink another drop.
Oh, yes, sir. You all say that.
Surf smiles to Chinna and just nods his head.
All right, and so she walks off to the bar now to drop the order off, and no one ordered food or anything.
I waved down the barkeep over here.
Okay, she sees you, and she says, yes, how can I help you, sweetie?
Oh shoot! I accidentally closed the menu. Do I still have the menu?
Yeah,
There
you,
it is.
It's in handouts.
you still have the menu.
Since I have my my gold on me, I take out a gold piece, and I kind of gently set it on the counter and slide it across to her. I say, can I have the private dormitory room? And would it be possible to get a meal sent up?
And she eyes you and she takes the gold. She bites it in her teeth. She says, yeah, we could do that. One gold ain't enough for the solo suite. You talking about the dorm?
No, the dorm. Yeah, I said the private dormitory style
Oh,
room.
I misheard you, sweetie. Really, I did mishear you.
I figured.
All right. So yeah, there is plenty. No one's in that room. Just pretty slow night. Just some fellas in the barrack room. But yeah, here, and she sort of says, "Go, join your friends. I'll bring you the key momentarily."
Did you want
It's a room
Did you want
share.
my order for the meal?
Oh, yes, that would make sense. And what can we send up to you?
I'll take the grilled fish, please, and thank you.
Yes, sir. Well, let me go to the manager, get the key, and we'll send the food right up.
And now I go and join my compatriots, uh, mostly next to Sturf, and I kind
Okay.
of give him a slight nudge.
Okay. And this,
Surf pulls a bottle from his mouth. What you want?
I have us a room. I think I'm going to just call in for the night.
The hell you are, boy. Sit down.
Very reluctantly, do what he says.
Surf first pours him from the barrel of ale that we ordered, and then pours a shot from the vodka, and raises 4 shots for the team. You know, just stares at the guy who just, as he's raising his glass, he notices this guy just come up behind him.
As I stare at the shot of vodka in my hand, as if I don't know what to do with it, because I don't drink.
So basically, Sturf is, I don't know what's going on with this guy who just walked up behind me.
so he sees that you guys are pouring drinks, and he gives you sort of a rude little ahem. This is you can tell just by his appearance and his just well dressed appearance that this is the manager of the establishment, and he says, I was told by my wife one of you ordered a room for the evening.
I stand and kind of sheepishly raise my hand.
He's like, ah, yes, and he sort of walks around, and he's like, the key.
And while Sturf's just holding his shot glass the whole time, staring at the guy.
I
It's got
kindly
like
take
2 flagons of ale. Just...
I kindly take the key with the open hand I have, since the vodka's still in the other, and I kind of bow and quietly say thank you.
Yes, quite welcome, quite welcome. He seems kind of uninterested in any further conversation, but he wants to be a gracious host, and he goes, have you been to the shirt before? Do you know where your room is located?
They have, but I'm afraid I have not. No.
Oh, well, up the stairs, back right will take you to the second floor. This room puts you in the dormitory suite, and he's talking very like an educated person, kind of enunciating a little too much. It's like up the stairs, down the hall, second door on the left. First door, do not enter that room. It is my dormitory. Second door on your left.
I nod again.
Right. Anything else I can do this evening, gentlemen? And he says that kind of little too coldly to you guys.
Yeah, fetch us some bread then, and I throw a piece of gold at him.
Surf is just still sitting there with the shot glass in his giant hand,
You just kind of like eyes him down, like, all right, you're
just
dismissed.
waiting for him. Like,
Give me an intimidation check, Chinna.
Sure, I'd love to. He's a little guy, you know, he's a nice guy.
So you flick the coin at him, and he kind of fumbles it in his hand, and he catches it. He goes, bread. Certainly.
Aye.
And he just turns off, kind of unfazed by you, and he walks towards the kitchen area.
Chinna turns to make eye contact with Van, and he says, "As a crew, we break bread, and we wash the salt out of our throats, eh, lads?" And he
Aye,
raises
aye.
his glass and he nods, and boom,
Don't
drinks.
slam it all down.
I try and quietly set my full shot glass of vodka down on the table.
You guys chose an area that has very small tables, so good on y'all.
It just blends in with the rest of the shot glasses. They won't notice.
So after you take the shot, waitress comes. Excuse me if you heard my burp. My apologies. Waitress comes with the bread, and she places it at the small table. It's just simple black bread, but there's a generous portion of butter and a small butter knife to apply it. And she looks around at all of you. Which, I'm kind of pointing, which one of you ordered the fish?
I just raise my hand up
Yes,
meekishly.
that will be right out. Would you be taking it here or in your room?
I kind of
Good
look.
neck.
I look across the table to Sturf, kind of trying to implore that I really don't want to be here, that I really would rather be in the room.
Yeah. Sturf looks back at him, goes, "This is part of it. Stay."
I reluctantly sigh and I say, I guess I'll take it here. Thank you, Mom.
All right, lovely.
Sturf also orders the rotisserie cooked pork.
And she nods. She goes, "Oh, that'll be a little longer. There's still rotisserizing the pork." And she sort of giggles at what she just says, knowing it's not proper common.
Sturf looks at her, goes, looks over the drinks at the table, says, I got enough for now. I'll wait."
Certainly. And she looks at Neb and sort of kind of with more intrigue than she intended. Anything for you, sweetie?
Yes, if you would be so kind, I would like an order of these deep fried sweet potato wedges.
Certainly. Anything else?
The steak ribs, please.
All right. Potatoes and steak, and you. And she looks at Mr. Chinna. Mr. Chinna.
a flame speaker.
Can you not hear us?
They said hang
Oh,
on.
okay. Well, she takes the order back and to the kitchen staff and is placing the order for you guys. It's just going to be a moment for the fish, potato, and the ribs. And just side
So
note,
this
just
is like a
go ahead.
tiny table that we're standing at.
Yeah, it's not. This is like the most popular tavern and inn. The inn itself doesn't accommodate a lot of folks other than that hostel style barracks accommodation that holds 10 people there and some bunk beds. But the real draw to this place is, well, something that you will be seeing shortly, along with the bathhouse upstairs as well. And a few moments go by, and Van, your fish is delivered, along with the potatoes and the steak for you, Neb. You guys all kind of do the best you can with the small tables.
Well, I don't.
Let me go sit down over here.
Yeah, I was about to say I move upward. Yeah, I go and sit with Deb to eat. I'm not eating at that small ass table.
Okay.
Crazy.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. So the server sort of sees what you're doing, goes over there, and drops your plates and goes back. And she says to Sturf, "Sweetie, yours will be right out."
All right, I'll take it at the table with the boys.
And she nods and says, "Yes, sir." And
Kinda finishes chugging his third ale, and he says, "It'll be the sausage then, and some tea for the toddler over here." And he goes to sit him at the table.
okay, the sausage. Okay. So you guys move to the table and proper. She comes back with forks, napkins, and some.
Put the barrel right here.
Yeah, I don't know if I've got a barrel. Let me see. Hold on. Let me check my.
Neb's gonna order another whiskey.
Let me. Here we go. There. There you go. There's the barrel. There's the gallon-sized barrel. No, she does not bring you crayons and a kid's menu. So she brought the cask of the gallon of ale. Kind of sits at the edge of the table there for you guys. She comes back with the rest of the food. Stove, you're given your pork. Chinna, you're given your sausage, and she says, "Anything else I can do for y'all?"
If I could trouble you for another glass.
What'd you have? The whiskey?
Yes.
All right. And she
What
goes,
did you-
Just buy the bottle there, Neb. They'll keep it in the back. We'll be here a long time. And he pours another ale for himself.
Yes, I'll take the bottle. And your name, my dear?
"My name? My name. It's Stacy with an I." And she walks off.
With
We're
an
just
eye,
letting
you
them know.
say.
Yeah. Stici, Stacy. Um. All right.
Val's just chilling over at the bar.
Yeah, in fact, if you guys are interested in what Val's doing, you've been seeing him, keeping tabs on him. He's been chugging back drink after drink after drink. He started with what looks to have been the ale, but now he's got a bottle of whiskey in front of him, and he is just chit-chatting it up with anybody who wants to chit-chat it up with him. What he's saying, you can all quite clearly hear him now. He's getting quite vocal. He is talking about what led you here, all of the events that led you here. He is not being quiet about anything. But as you're listening on what Val's saying, the waitress comes back, drops off the bottle, asks if there's anything else she can bring to you guys.
Now,
Finishing.
listening to. Go ahead. Sorry.
No,
I
go ahead.
can see Val. I'm gonna mentally suggest he shut up. just for the evening.
You're gonna mentally tell him that?
Well, in a polite manner, perhaps he should not be so specific with the details at the moment.
Okay. So that telepathic sort of message to Val is sent and delivered, and Val says, "Get out of my head, boy." He's slurring his words quite loudly. He's like, "I'll tell these fine folk what I want to tell these fine folk." Um, Clearly, he's kind of distressed over everything that has occurred. But he's you see him stumble. He knows this location quite well. You see him stumble out the back, and you seasoned sailors know there's a head, or otherwise known as a bathroom. As so, he's going there to relieve himself for the time being, and the waitress sort of wanders off, and you guys are all chit chatting and everything, and
After the episode of hearing Val explain everything to everyone, Sturf just sits back and goes, "In all my years, never seen anything like it. Never seen anything like it. Van, you're new, but you need to sit here with us. We need to make some sort of sense of all this."
in what sense are you talking about there, Sturf?
My whole concept is that we just saw something we had never seen before. We saw a couple things we've probably never seen before. Whatever the hell was growing in that bilge, and then also the reef monster, and then we got picked up by this and abused really by the dwarves, and then survived a flying ship destroying us twice. Masked man, and we're just sitting here and just boys, it's not like that that one time we all survived that pirate attack, but boy, oh boy, I haven't seen these kinds of things ever. And he takes another big long swig from the vodka.
Kind of follows his drink with his own, and he says, what happened in that bilge burned that day. That's the last any of us need to speak of it. Let's not bring any evil into this world." And he nods and finishes his drink, as you have to do when you make such a statement. He puts his on down. Chenna would like to kind of like start some like flame speaker magic, some like thaumaturgy. I want to like, relax the mood with some crackling flames. And he's kind of like, he says, since the attack before you were here, boy, we lost a lot of good men. Today, we lost everyone save for who's in this room now. We're just pissing outside. As long as his words are true, I say we leave him to it. We have nothing to hide about what happened. Only more questions to be answered, but those of us here know prying ears make for problems. So keep your problems to yourselves and your crew. Aye? And he kind of looks to Van, maybe seeing him shaking a little bit.
I'm just eating.
Jenna will scoff. Look back to Sturf. We keep an ear out and we keep our heads down, eh?
Sturf's pretty much through that bottle of vodka at this point. And he's getting a little more. He's not getting drunk, but he's feeling good.
Mm-hmm.
But the fucking reef monster, guys. Did you see the fucking thing?
There were ill omens that day. I remember. It all began there with that beast.
And those were our boys. I'm kind of trying to project like we've all just been through a really traumatic experience.
Aye.
Right? Like we're not gonna be okay with this. Even seasoned sailors. It's kind of like the idea I'm trying to project to everybody, like just trying to kind of, what's the word I'm thinking of? Trying to get it out. Like get out and process the events that had happened. Constantly looking at Van, trying to make sure that he's okay because he's the greenest. So it's just as you see the flying ship, just kind of in disbelief. Like, never thought those things could ever exist in this world.
Neb
And
starts
devils from the sky.
thinking to himself. Neb begins
I
chuckling to
continue
himself.
eating.
You keep your eye out for any of them masked men. You hear? And he
There we go.
Oh, I beg shed. Oh,
Sturf continues to drink.
I want to take a glance around the room. Do I notice anyone watching us more so than just curiously?
Well, give me a perception check.
Must have drank that whiskey a little faster than I realized.
No, to answer your question, Neb, no, you just notice the tavern's not as packed as it had been the last time you guys were here. It could have something to do with the storm brewing off the coast. Maybe people are being cautious, but what you do notice is you noticed Van coming toward your table, and he kind of smells a little bit of vomit. And he is kind of unsteady on his feet. He says, "Did we get a room, lads?"
I
Which room? Did you get the barracks or the one with the only 4 beds?
I got the full bed, but I assumed since this. Oh no, yeah, no, I just said I got the 4 beds.
And
I got the private 4-quarter.
so you see Val sort of kind of, I don't want to say lose his shit, but he's very like, it's like, he says, "Can you not count, boy?" And he sort of walks off grumbling towards the barkeep. And he's sort of leaning in, whispering to her. You can't hear what he's saying at this point, but a moment later you see him go sort of up the stairs. You assume he has got his own room.
Is this not his home?
No,
No.
he lives in
Oh,
yonder.
my bad. I totally missed that. I forgot.
You only got the 4-bedroom, boy. Says, says Sturf, laughing because he's feeling pretty buzzed right now. He just laughs heartily and loudly.
I guess that makes sense since I don't know Haverton from yonder. Like Van could easily make that honest mistake. I'll be right back.
But you guys did see him go upstairs. You assume he got a room, and he's just gonna sleep it off. And you noticed he had drunk quite a lot since getting in, and sharing quite vocally with the locals and other sailors among you your tale so far.
Sturf calls over one of the waitresses.
Okay, you instead of a waitress, you get the barkeep coming up. She goes, "How can I help you, sweetie?"
Do I remember her name?
Give me an insight check.
Let's see if I can.
Yes. In fact, her name is Kenna Vane. I know you guys can see the thing on the token. That's my bad. But anyways, yeah, her name is Kenna Vane. In fact, you remember she is the wife of the owner.
That grumpy dude.
That grumpy dude. That is correct.
Douchebag 101, yeah.
I offer her a drink as she approaches our table. Kenna's got that eyebrows going.
Hi, Kenna. How you been?
Yeah, and she goes, "You boys, I haven't seen you in half a year. Oh yeah, I'll take that drink, and she just slams it. She just fucking slams it. You guys know that as the barkeep, she can basically, she loves to drink. She's the wife of the innkeeper. You know she's fun-loving. She drinks more ale than she actually sells. And one other thing she loves that you have not seen yet is she loves dancing, either on top of the tables or on top of the bar, but so far you haven't seen any of that tonight. It could be she just hasn't had enough to drink. So she asks again, she's like, well, how can I help you boys? Thank you for the drink.
Just wanting to know how things have been here since last we passed through.
She sort of rubs her chin. She says, quiet. Quiet, actually. The only thing I've noticed past few days, there's another guy over at the lighthouse now. I don't recall his name. Short fella, halfling, gnome, kind of short. I'm not sure. Um, Dressed to be one of those sages, I think.
Just out of curiosity, did old Val order anything to eat?
No, he did not. He drank his fill, sure, and told quite a tale, didn't he?
Yeah, just side eyes and looks at everybody else at the table while he's drinking. Some tale.
I a tail.
And she
Kind of starting to wobble a bit.
she leans down into the table to get more eye level with you guys. She says, half the things he said I don't believe, but he swears on his wife it's the truth. What say you boys? You hiding anything from Miss Vane, are you?
We're not hiding anything, but we weren't necessarily into advertise anything either. If you have a specific one thing he said, we'll be happy to answer it. It's a rather long tale, and he may have gotten out of order.
Well, let me see if I got this right. You were on the Dart. Normal ship and run from the old world to the new is what I take. Came across a ship on fire. Something about some evil tentacle thing, and then the craziest thing, a walking, talking, fighting reef monster, a airship, a flying boat, destroyed the Dart, killing all hands save for you five. Something about the dwarvish flagship. Now, they were here not a fortnight ago. I find that hard to believe. In fact, I find all of it hard to believe. And then he said something about a masked pirate. He beat the hell out of y'all.
So Sturf, and I imagine also Neb, very is very well versed in seeing people who don't believe him or slash don't trust him because of how he looks, and I feel like he can kind of tell when it's time to kind of blend in and not create a scene, just like Neb, I imagine, from our interactions with races that are more common in the world. Did you say that's something that would be possible, DM?
Well, like you're trying to just hand wave.
Like kind of basically we're recognizing that she is just kind of being looking at the story like it's ridiculous, and that it's better to not kind of continue the story, and it's better to just kind of like yeah, he's drunk kind of thing. Yeah, I guess hand waving, is that what you were trying to say with that?
Yeah, give me a deception roll.
Deception. I don't know how good I am at deception.
Decent. Better than a coin flip.
Right? That's all I can ask for. So basically, I'm not trying to deceive her, but I'm just trying to say that because the more that she's saying it, Sturf is kind of filtering it through his lens and understanding that, hey, this is actually kind of sounding ridiculous, and we're going to be looked at as really ridiculous and really crazy kind of thing.
Okay.
And it's better to just kind of disappear into the commotion of what a regular bar is for a night. And he thinks it might also be good for the crew to kind of just, you know, that's the kind of idea. That's kind of how he's going with her story. He just kind of says, it's these stories tend to come out when you're drunk." And he slides a shot over to her of the. He takes some of Neb's whiskey, just because he's getting to that point, and just slides her over a shot, knowing that she drinks with the best of us.
All
Can I
right.
assist him since I'm done eating, just to like make sure we drive? Because I can tell what he's doing. Can I assist him at all in trying to wait for this all to blow over?
Are you trying to lie as well?
Yeah.
For you, Mr. Bard, give me a performance check.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
How'd I
about.
do?
slap your big old bard dick on it.
You did extremely well, Mr.
With
Bard.
a loot.
Miss Vane is Mrs. Vane is listening to Sturf, and then Van adds his 10 cents, and she goes, "Yeah, Van was always known for his tall tales, I guess. Well, stories out there. It's up to the normal folk to believe it or not, I guess. It just seems so out there, even for him." And she was like, "I'll forget it if you offer me another drink, Mr. Dwarf."
Kind of looks around and nods at his crewmates, fills up another ale and refills her ale, hands it back to her and says, "Aye, tonight's the night for drinking and forgetting." He takes 2 more chugs.
And she
Oh.
raises her glass above her head, and she kind of eyes to where her husband, and she goes, "Aye, as is most nights." And she slams that cup of ale herself, and she goes, "You boys ready for a performance? 'Cause I am
Aye.
feeling in the mood to dance. But my
I
normal
can,
musician was a no-show. Would any of you lads know how to play anything?"
I start walking to the stairs.
Sturf stands up quickly and grabs Kenna and Van in one big embrace and pulls them. "Have you not met Van?
Balls.
This boy can play the strings off a lute."
A lute, you say?
Neb,
I try and hide it behind my person.
What'd you say, Neb?
He's a
Sorry.
shy one.
Neb is chuckling himself, amused at Van's discomfort.
I would imagine that Sturf basically stopped me from making my escape to the room.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, give it up, man. Get up
So,
there and show him what the...
so Mrs. Vane turns to you, Van. She goes, "How well you be playing that, boy? Next round's on me if you make it fun." And she sort of makes her way up to the bar, and she starts. She says, "All right, everyone. I know this is why you're here." And she points to you directly, Van. She goes, "Maestro, if you please, play something snappy."
I bring my though I am feeling a certain way as I've been trying to convey. Obviously, we're not getting out of this. So I very
Boys.
I very spryly no, I'm feeling fine. I'm just saying Van the character. No, I very spryly I kind of flip my appearance on its head, and I'm all smiles and grins, and I kind of flip the loot around, like Rockstar-esque, like very much like kind of like throw it back around and it swings over my shoulder. I catch it in my hands, and what's that damn song?
What damn song?
Lost everybody.
Hello?
I start looting. Well, I start playing the in a very I can't remember the name of the song. I start playing the lute in a very upbeat, almost step dancing rhythm type of music. If I'd have known I was going to be playing, I'd have brought my guitar out. But you know.
Mm-hmm.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm waiting.
Okay.
So
No,
something,
no one's. Okay.
something a little bit like this.
Well, there's this Irish song that I was thinking, but not "Hey Ho" by the Lumineers.
Oh, hold on.
You gotta FS
Oh yeah.
or skip it.
Yep. I forgot how rhythm works.
I don't have the role of DJ or manage channels.
So something a little bit like that. Probably not the best, but
Oh shoot, I don't have that
Can't even hear it.
playing on. Yeah, hold
Oh
on.
yeah, it's a bit like 150.
I have to turn up the rhythm bot because I had that junk turned way down last time because that was loud. Yep, that's good enough for me. Good enough for government work.
all right. So instead of dancing, she's now sort of singing a song she's making up, just about island life and bartending and just everything. People are sort of clapping, and I know the music that I'm playing is not showing it, but as she goes, you're playing faster and faster and um, and she's starting to dance and everything.
The flame speaker and I both do thaumaturgy, so I'm assuming the two of us we can get the lights going in rhythm.
The lights.
Like, aren't there torches and fires in here?
Well,
A candle?
there are candles on the tables, but they're not putting out a lot of light, really. They're just for ambience. What's really putting out the light are the dual fireplaces in the center of the tavern, along with the light from the cooking fire at the opposite end of the establishment.
Neb is going to cause the flames to change color to match her hair. Flicker in time with the music.
Okay.
So, quick question regarding my prestigitation.
Uh-huh.
Prestigitate what? That word.
The
Yep,
one you
see?
can't say.
Ain't that easy? So one of the things I imagine doing with it is can I have like a little fairy that kind of dances on my shoulder as I play, like a little illusory fairy that like
Sure.
a small little Tinkerbell looking thing, and she just kind of dances on my shoulders back and forth whenever I play the lute
Hell
for a
yeah.
performance. Okay,
Hell yeah, you can do that.
that's 100% why I picked it.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. And so your music sort of swaps a bit. You're picking up into a more dance as you're really now getting into it. And hopefully that kicks in. And she's dancing. You're all having a good time. The folks playing the card game and the board game are now have stopped their game. They're whooping and hollering. Everybody's clapping. The only person who doesn't look like they're having a good time is the owner of the inn, the husband of the woman now dancing. on top of the bar, and you see him kind of beeline it towards the stairs, and he's like, "Nope, I'm done," kind of thing. And now it's getting later and later. You're having a good time, and drinks have been shared, and you guys are now starting to get tired. Van, I would say you even had an enjoyable evening, even though you did not want to play music. The drink and the food did a number on your sort of morale, more
Well, I don't drink,
morals.
so I'm still sober. I'm still sober as a church mouse.
Well, Sturf gave you that shot.
No, I didn't drink it. I set it
Mm.
down still full on the small table.
Okay. Well, you had a full belly from a good hot meal. Best thing you've ate since hitting the high seas. The time is getting late. The barkeep is done dancing. The chefs are cleaning. The servers are gathering up all the, you know, used plates, used cups, and everything. And everyone is now sort of leaving for the night, and you all retire upstairs. And I'll just do that for you guys. You are now upstairs, and you guys can pick your beds, I guess.
Been 3 of them already.
Well,
I
okay.
guess I'll take that one.
Well, that worked out just fine, didn't it? Oh, I accidentally brought the last of the ale. Chenna sort of sets on the table by the window.
Oh no.
You'll have a little morning
Hair of the dog.
drink.
Little hair of the dog. Little hair of the dog.
Just it's like not a lot, maybe enough for half a cup each left there. You have not seen Val since he went staggering upstairs. But we are going to take a brief 5. Consider this your long rest, everybody. Congratulations. Heal up. Do whatever your spell slots need for that. But we're going to take a short 5, okay?
Yep.
All right, cool.
And we're back. We all had a nice break. Our characters are fully rested after that long rest. And in fact, I forgot to heal up Val. There we go. That is done. Um, and in fact, gentlemen, it is the morning. There is a knock at your door. Who would like to
Since
answer it?
since I didn't drink, I'd imagine I'd be the first one awake, so I'll get the door.
All right, you open the door and look who it is. He rushes past you, and you see he has a large tray of breakfast goodies for everybody, and he goes to set it on the table next to the now nearly empty barrel of ale you guys had brought up last night. Set before you is just a simple breakfast, some boiled beans, some eggs. There's sunny side up, and a couple things, rashers of bacon, along with some toasted bread and butter for you all to enjoy. And Val is actually looks like he is quite jovial this morning. He opens the curtains and a rush of bright light comes in, waking those up who are not fully awake yet. And he goes, good morning, lads. And he rubs his hands together. He's like, I took the liberty of bringing breakfast this morning. Compliments of Mrs. Vane. Feel free to help yourself. And in fact, Val decides to help himself of the remnants of that barrel, and he sits his fat ass on the chair and sips from his mug. And he goes, boys, it is a glorious day. The sun is shining. The storm is still off on the horizon, but I think we might see some rain this afternoon. Plenty of time to explore the town.
If possible. Hearing him being so like bright-eyed and bushy-tailed after apparently being so completely wasted, Chinna would kind of like to peer into his heart, kind of see like, is this guy trying to pull something over? Is he hiding something? Is he acting suspiciously? Now that I know a little bit more about his history, I thought you would be hungover. You were hammered last night, but I just want to keep an eye on him.
Well, that is a good question to ask. Give me. I'm deciding insight or perception. Give me an insight check.
Whoa!
Wow! So you are quite insightful this morning, Mr. Chinna. What you have noticed is that Val, having gone to bed earlier than the rest of you, seems to have indeed had a full night's rest. He seems like he hadn't drunk last night. Maybe some bags around the eyes, but overall, you noticed he appears to just have had a fantastic night's rest with no sort of hint of deception.
This is right then. Val. Sorry, I have to think for a moment which one I'm trying to say. Right then, Val. What's business today then?
Right. First, breakfast. I think that's needed. You boys were up much later than I was. I had a proper bath, and I hope you don't mind, but I used some of the money from the dwarven ship to sleep. Val kind of hesitates, and he looks kind of embarrassed. He's like, I bought the honeymoon suite. I slept there. So that explains his well-rested appearance, having slept in the best bed in the establishment. Um,
Finn would like to kind of rest his arms on his shoulder and be like, "Hey, lad, you deserved it. Don't worry. We deserve some well-paid time for what we've put in.
and I
I think we've all earned it."
I just want to highlight, like, look at this. Just look at it.
It's beautiful.
It's a very nice room.
Just look at it.
Beautiful.
So, compared to this room where it's just a bunch of bunk beds, a lot of work went into this. But anyways,
In his defense, he was really drunk.
yeah, in his defense, he was really drunk, and he probably should have just got a bunk bed in the hostel room. But after everything he's been through, he thought he deserved a little nice thing, and what better than a nice night's rest? So Val says, after breakfast, well, lads, I haven't been quite honest with you guys, so grab some food, sit down, and I'm not proud of this, boys. And he waits for you all to grab some breakfast, and he sort of waits for you all to sit and start eating and everything. He says, I've got something to show you.
I'm just gonna move. Actually, no, he trusts him. He believes him. He's gonna move in.
So he sort of leans towards y'all. He kind of tilts his head to the right and kind of up and down. He pulls hair back away from behind his like ear. If you can see me on video, he pulls the hair up here and he shows you a tattoo. It's more of a brand than a tattoo, but it's designed to be either or for the Free People's Coalition. As you all know, the Free People's Coalition is either a terrorist organization to some, most, or freedom fighters to others of the New World. He goes, and Val shows all of you this tattoo, and he sits back down and he says, right, lads, I think you all have questions as to why the dwarves did not take too kindly to me on their vessel.
It crossed our minds, yes.
What was that?
It did cross our minds as to what the problem was with you specifically.
And he nods. He goes, yeah. I can see why the dwarves would have a problem regarding events of the past and why they can't see us as just folks looking to get by and improve our lot in life. My uncle got me in back when I was a lad of 12 or 13, boys. Long ago. I helped with a number of things I am both proud of and not proud of. But now that you know, I want you boys to know I've always been proud of each and every one of you, and I've done my very best to train each and every one of you to be the best sailor you could be. And he nods specifically at Van. He goes, aye, even you, Greenhorn. But that is all in the past. Once I joined the Dart, I put those days behind me, and I haven't done anything since. But the tattoo did not escape the notice of the dwarves, and they were asking additional questions of me. Never you mind what they were asking. It's in the past now, but it was regarding recent events that I could not have been a part of. Because, as you know, I've been on the Dart until we weren't on the Dart, boys. So I hope whatever concerns you had are laid to rest, and from now on I will be as truthful and honest to you about my past as I can be. So, Val stands up. He says, "What say you, boys? Pleasant day of shopping and just general not a care in the world kind of day?"
One more
Yes,
question
sir.
for you there. Val.
Speak your mind, Chinna.
Just where do your allegiances lie now?
My allegiances. And he sits back down and he thinks for a moment. It's like, he thinks, my allegiances are to me and my own, and that includes you four. We've lost a great deal, and all I want to do right now is get home to my wife and live out the rest of me days.
Right then, we'll get you there as we said we would. Right then. Well, we all have some shopping to do, I'm sure. Remember, ledgers are being kept, and he nods to the greenhorn and Neb too. Keep track of your expenses, lads. And he kind of nods and begins to kind of prep his around the town where he's not going to wear his armor or anything.
All
Sturf makes
right.
Sturf makes a comment. You should feel guilty more often. I love breakfast.
Val lets out a huge laugh. He's like, we all love a good breakfast, don't we? Better than salted pork, isn't it?
A rotisserie pork was delicious.
Aye, and fish.
But no, seriously, making that menu, guys, I got very hungry making that menu. Like, oh, that sounds delightful. But anyways, anything else you'd like to do in the tavern, in the inn this morning,
I
or
would
would
like
you?
to. I would like to bathe.
Ah,
Yes.
yes,
As would I.
most certainly. Um, so you make all that known to Val, and Val says, "Right, lads, let me go down, make sure they've got the water on to get hot for you, and I'll send it right up right away." And then he points to you three seasoned sailors, and he says, "I trust you'll show Van the way." And it's really easy. It's right here, guys. Uh, so he leaves.
Is there
What?
someone in the? Is there someone here that could clean our clothes while we're bathing?
Oh,
Like a launderer.
They have turn down service. Like, are we?
Yeah.
unfortunately not.
I mean, not
It's just bathing.
We have access to their amenities. Like they have a wash basin, I'm sure, or something.
Yeah, I'm sure we can wash our clothes.
I mean,
feel like
I'm sure
pretty
you guys
reasonable.
could use one of those tubs to wash your clothes, but then they'll be sopping wet.
To just buy some new clothes.
But anyways, Van makes his way back downstairs, and he sort of tells the folks that you guys would like to bathe, so they put the water on to boil, and a few moments later, a serving girl comes to you guys and says, "Right, lads, baths are ready. When you're ready, just pour the water into the tubs. It'll be nice and hot for you. Soap is available for you, towels as well. And enjoy."
Sturf does not hesitate. Gets into the biggest tub.
All right, yeah, take those baths.
Mm-hmm.
And Chenna knows to get the one next to the pulley system. That's the most important. So. And he bathes and.
All right, and you notice that water keeps coming up to as you guys take. So the water cools. You can put it in the bucket, bring down, get fresh hot water. It's a nice little system that they have. And Van, are you not bathing?
Well, there's only 3 baths, it looks like.
Well, one's large enough for two.
Not if it's
Well,
Sturf.
Sturf is 1.5. So.
Okay.
I've seen that elephant trunk, man.
Well, everyone.
I mean, I'm bathe. I'm going to. Yes, I do bathe.
Okay. Well, at this point, you guys are all bathed, and while your clothes are not turned down or pressed or anything, you all feel better to wipe the salt and the grime and the sweat off of you guys after your arduous journey here. Uh,
Hangover.
hangover. So you guys get dressed and you press on. Anything else you'd like to do in the tavern? You've ate, you've bathed.
What's the conversion rate for silver pieces to gold pieces?
Okay.
Default.
Is it 10?
I think it's 10 to 1.
Okay.
I think
Yeah,
so
I think-
too.
Pennies, dimes, and dollars. Yeah.
Funny you mentioned that. There is a money changer by the market.
It's pennies, dimes, and dollars. It's pretty easy.
Yeah.
And the only one that's weird is Electrum.
Yeah. Don't even. No one even mentions that exists. We just don't talk about it anymore. We let it die in 6th edition.
I was looking for some just like random shop generators, and there was one where I found that seemed really cool, but it used I can't even think of the name anymore. It's on the tip of my. Oh, it used that instead of just gold and silver. I'm like, yeah, no, ignore this one.
Electrum. Yeah.
Yeah, Electrum. I'm like, nope,
Electrum,
not using
yeah.
this one. But anyways, yeah, you're all bathed. Let's give time for some Van now, guys. There you go, Van. You're bathing.
Yay.
He needs the privacy.
No, the baths were just full. Like I went in there with like my chonies on, and you guys were all in the baths, and I was just like, I'll wait.
All right. Well, we're gonna do the magic of just dungeon mastering. You are bathed, and why are you guys back at the ship? I don't even know. But it is a bright morning. There is still that storm off. It seems to be getting closer, and you guys exit the inn, and you guys can stick together, or you can choose to go your separate ways. There are, as you guys know, well, probably not you so much, Van. You are still rather new to the whole sailing, but these gentlemen have been here before. Yes, you can go your own way if you'd like. So
I meant the song.
Wow.
okay.
I'm dancing to it right now.
So I've got a little map legend, as you see. Let me zoom out for the folks watching the stream. This is a fairly large town. Haverton Island rests on a rocky island between the old world and the new. It's a stopover point between the two continents for sailors and for all manner of trade. Some legitimate trade for the most part. Other trade not so much, Mr. Neb, hint hint. A fertile belt of green surrounds the town, allowing farmsteads to be planted and thrive. There's barley, apple orchards, apricot trees, and grapes. More towards the north, the ocean air you guys feel is warm and salty in your nose and on your skin. You feel that breeze coming in from the south, much stronger than a typical day because that storm is coming in. The ocean air usually combines with the warm winds of the southern seas. It provides perfect growing conditions for vintners, especially north of you guys in a small town called Woodpine, which is where your alcoholic beverages have originated from. And there's the west gate, gives you access to the dwarves private docks. The Dwarf Gate leads to the Dwarven area. Again, there's a small minority of dwarves on the island. They congregate more northwest, past the north, uh, uh, the Dwarf Gate, where the Dwarven Market is. There is the North Gate, that is the main sort of roadway between Haverton and Woodpine. The East Gate leads to the Dawn District. It smells of fish and rotting fish there. You seasoned sailors would know that is where a temple is for a sea deity. There's also the South Gate. There's a garrison of human guards there. The docks, that is where the most fishiest of smells is coming from in town. Although the locals are quite accustomed to it, you guys being at sea smelling the salt air may not be as accustomed to it. But there's fishmongers, there's blacksmiths, any manner of activity to support the dock and trades is there. But you are more interested in shopping, yes?
Suppose.
Well, the dwarven
Okay.
shops are here. I don't know why it's not showing the dings, but
It did.
So
Oh.
I did.
it didn't show on my screen. So dwarf shops are here, but the one everyone and their mother goes to, it's referred to as the Commons by the locals, and that is this market bazaar area here. There's an open market surrounded by different shops of various sorts where you can find a good number of things. And Mr. Neb, this is specifically for you and you alone. Your criminal contact is at the what did I call it? I called it the bloody shield, which is this large location here.
Neb is there.
All right, so Neb is going there. Is anyone following Neb?
Yeah, I thought I was going with Neb, so yes, I tag along.
Come young.
Okay.
Show you.
And in fact, Val is going to join you two. So Sturf and the Sith Apprentice, Sturf and Chinna, where might you be heading?
Take it, Sturf.
I'll probably. Yeah, I pull. I don't know. Maybe I know this from the past, but the dwarven market or the commons, the human market would be better to find things for me.
Okay, so you're
I don't know.
basically heading in the same general direction as.
No, I'm asking a question. I'm asking a
Oh.
question.
What is it you are looking for precisely?
I have no idea. That's a great question.
Well, I know what I want to do if you want
Then can I
to
have-
go.
Yeah, go ahead and go first.
Well, Chinna doesn't. He kind of has everything he needs. Tyr kind of provides, So what he's actually gonna do, I'm gonna try to visit, prisons, infirmaries, even like local taverns, and kind of exchange my services as like a cleric,
Mhm.
in exchange for coin. I've prepared my in-town spell suite, which is all of the rituals like purifying disease or food. I can last restoration to heal people from being blind or deaf, like even if it's natural. I'm performing miracles
Mm.
for money, and it doesn't cost me spell slots because fucking cleric,
So Tyr wants you to make some dollar bills, y'all, while
I'm also
performing
spreading,
miracles.
I'm spreading his might, his divine power,
Well, that's right, Ryan. So Chinna, where you might want to head most.
I'm backing up Jehovah's Witness with real proof. I'm like, no, for real though. Look, you can see now. It's
Chenna, you might want to head toward the Dawn District. The Dawn District is best known for the open-air temple of Valkur. Gifts of fish, crabs, and shrimp are laid at his statue by the fishers and sailors of Haverden. You are aware the head cleric of this temple, a grumbly dwarf by the name of Cardus Grumblebrow. He maintains the temple, so you may proceed to the temple to seek his wisdom, his advice, or offer your assistance. And the temple is here.
That's right here. You said they were a church of what? Of who?
They are a church, a temple of Valkur.
Ooh,
Valkur.
Valkyr.
Valkur is the captain of the waves. He is the patron of sailors, ships, favorable winds, and naval combat. His philosophy often put him in conflict with another ocean goddess, Umberlee, who is the sworn enemy of the deities of fury. But for this town, he is the patron saint of, or deity of, most of the sailors in this region.
I see.
And you'll know, having visited this island a number of times in your sailing past, that the temple here is mostly loosely organized. If you do not find the cleric at the temple, um, he may be offering his services at the dock. So it's probably best to check the temple first.
Sure. To the temple then.
All right, to the temple, and Sturf, you next.
So
What is it?
Sturf's gonna go and look for supplies, seeing that he has taken the inventory from the ship of what they would need to get to yonder.
Mhm.
He knows where to go and get them, whether that be at the dwarven marketplace or the human one. He's looking for that, and he's also just looking around if he sees any weapons or armor he likes. Not necessarily looking for magical stuff because that gets really expensive real fast. But
Mhm.
if he sees something that tickles his fancy, he's gonna examine it and look at it. He's just going through all the marketplaces in total, trying to figure out what he can get for the best deal
Well,
and what's
Sturf,
useful.
you do see that a majority of your companions have gone to the commons, or what others might call the human market. As a sailor who's also been to this island a number of times in the past, you also are aware that the dwarven market mostly caters to the wants and needs of the local dwarves who reside on this island. Um, but you also know that it does have a few goods to Havertonians and outsiders, where you can't find anywhere else. So, with that info, do you follow your companions to the commons, the human market, or would you like to try your luck at the dwarven market?
Is there any way I could have told them to pick some things up from the human market if I knew they were going there? And I can go to the dwarven market to see what things.
Yeah,
So imagine I have an idea
we can
of what's in which market.
cinematically rewind just a moment, and before you part ways, you share some what you
Doctor
might need.
Strange, that bitch.
Yeah.
If he's going to the dwarven market, Nev has a request.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah,
We'll
that's fine.
just rewind it slightly. What is that request?
It's not an official, but if dwarven tobacco.
That's fair. I give them a list of things that I know for her sure 100% they can get at the human market, and I take whatever requests they want from the dwarven market, and I go there.
Okay, and I do want to address something Zach said in chat. As a super far back non-RP, I would like to exchange coins via commerce and turning some copper pieces into some gold pieces. Is that right, Zach?
Yes, please.
Well, then you might want to head with your compatriots, because here, this red roof building is a money exchange and notary.
Oh, nice.
Could he just ask us to do that?
Yeah, you guys do that.
Yeah.
I can like we can do that since the three of us are already heading that way.
All right. Well, we are doing our things.
If they want to go first, I gotta go to the bathroom real quick. So
Yeah, no problem. In fact, I was going to go with the majority anyways. So, Zach, you are free to explore the town and everything, but for you three, you have walked down the streets and you have made it to the doors of the Bloody Shield. Would you like to explore the marketplace, hit up the money exchange, or go inside the tavern?
Let's exchange them real quick.
Okay, we do that.
Go in.
All right. Well,
I'm mostly following Neb's lead at this point. Like,
Well,
I'll chime in if
okay.
like we're doing something else.
so we'll put Neb in the lead with Van. There we go, something like that. Well, I do not have a fun little map for this. So
I
I'm sorry.
Exchange. Okay, you did it.
So you guys open the doors. It's a small, quaint little office. There's a room in the back where an elderly human opens the door. He says, customers, welcome to Ramirez's Money Exchange and Notary. How can I assist you today?
If it is not too much trouble, we would like to copper for some gold.
Yes. Easy. And how much copper would you like in these gold? And how much copper are you to be exchanging?
I lift the chests with Val onto the counter.
So
I'm assuming there's multiple chests at this point because we've filled it with the copper pieces.
So the elderly chap looks at you and he goes, "Oh dear me, someone's been busy." And he sort of rubs his hand together, expecting like, "Oh yes." And he starts to count, and you guys are waiting patiently. He goes, "Oh yes, 1,300 copper pieces. Comes out to a total of 13 gold pieces minus fees, of course, the fees. That would be 11 gold pieces with the fee. And just sign here, and we're done."
Can I ask him, since we're kind of gesturing towards Neb as like a frequent flyer here, can I kind of like persuade him to hook us up, maybe give us a half off, since we're giving him so much?
Give me a check of my determination. You are trying to convince this man of something?
To give us an extra gold piece, yeah.
I'm
sorry, Neb. Well,
yeah, give me a persuasion check, Van.
Well, what did Neb want to say first?
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at persuasion, so.
Well, honestly, both of you are pretty good at persuasion, so it could go either way. So whoever wants to do it.
Well,
yep. Let's have you try it now.
he just sort of
make a note. That was a critical fail, and I still got a 9.
Yeah. He scoffs.
Well, I was gonna.
I'm sorry.
If I do it and you're assisting, that would give me advantage.
Oh, is that how that works?
Yeah.
That's up to the DM, but that's normally.
Yeah, roll with advantage.
Okay, then yeah, you do that.
Do it.
My bad, because you're taking lead, so.
Do it. I took my glasses off, so I gotta lean into my screen. Because I am blind.
Ooh, with the net 20.
Ooh.
Yep. I'm assisting him.
So, the elderly gentleman, Mr. Ramirez, sort of scoffs at the initial question by you, van. But then he looks at Neb. He goes, "Oh, Nebuchadnezzar, it's been a while. Of course, of course. I will just take 1 gold coin for my services. Enjoy that 12."
I gracefully bow and inquire as to the health of some friend or relative of his that I remember.
Oh, she is quite well, quite well. Enjoying her time with her cat Chico. Thank you for asking. And with that, he shakes all y'all's hand. The gold is given to you, a total of 12. Nice roll there. And I want to pause with you 3 and shoot over to Chinna.
Hello there.
Hello. Chinna, have you made it to the temple?
I believe I have at this point. I've cured some gut rot along the way, and scurvy toes. Cleaned him up. I make my way over to the main church, knowing that Tyr and the sea god, who I forget the name of, generally aren't opposed in any way, and I just kind of go to find fellow men of faith and kind of check in.
All right. Well, you get to the temple. It appears locked. You knock. There is no answer. Upon further investigation, you do see a note hammered to the door saying the temple is currently closed. However, any services needing to be required can be found at the dock close to the fishmonger, which is right about here. So now you can either make your way back all the way there through town, you can join your compatriots, or do something else.
I like to head to the Dwarven district.
All right, to meet up with Chinna.
I am Chinna.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, you are. I meant to meet up with Sturf.
Not necessarily, no, actually. If he's going about his business, I'm going about mine. I'd like to just kind of check in with the locals. I've been here before. I'm a dwarf. They're dwarves. I know they were outcasts, and so I kind of bring them word of what's coming from the mountain, and I tell them the old stories the way they'd heard it from their childhoods. I perform my cultural kind of position to them. But I'd also like to kind of put out some feelers about the
Okay.
this kind of war that's going on and
All
what
right.
their point of view is.
All right. Well, I'll put you right about here by the dwarf gate. Let me zoom in just a bit. You see Sturf off in the distance. He makes a kind of a turn to the left, entering the market. So there is a inn of the dwarves right here, Mr. Chinna. You can feel free to enter that to sort of discuss or wander through the marketplace and just chat with the local dwarves. I do want to warn you, I did not make that map, so just theater of the mind.
I'm cool with it. I can see at least the town. That's
Yes.
much nice.
Yes. So with that, we'll come up to Sturf. Sturf, you have walked to the Dwarven Market. What is it you would like to do?
As I mentioned, just looking around, picking up the supplies that we need for the trip to yonder. That the other group of guys I didn't give them. That's not on the list for them. If there's anything specific here that I need to get, stuff for the boat, things like that. Yeah.
All right. And as I
And
recall,
then
Neb had the request to do the tobacco for you.
exactly, and also just checking out any kind of wares that they have that catches my eye as far as armor, weapons. I need to replace my crossbow bolts as well because I'm kind of low on those.
All right.
Uh,
Well, you enter the
yeah.
market sturf, and here above you, there you see boots, cloaks, and bracers. You see a stall with some hide armor. You passed a general store. You see religious things. You see some formal wear and a group of tents. As you travel further, you passed a farmer's market with different fruits, vegetables, and other goods. Further on, there's books, scrolls, and weapons of various kinds, along with jewelry, and a large store with the sign that says Tailor right there. So, what is it you'd like to see first?
um, the tobacco first. So which of those places would have that
Ah, well,
tobacco?
well, having been to this island before, you head to the farmer's market. This is a building with multiple stalls inside, sort of a covered, open air kind of farmer's market thing. Among you, you see spices, meats, fruits, vegetables. In one corner, you do see what looks to be dried tobacco.
I'll walk up and say, where's this tobacco from?
Well, the purveyor of the tobacco stand, she is a female. She speaks to you kind of softly, actually, and she's like, well, it's from all over, actually.
Um, do I remember where the tobacco was from the one that had it?
Yeah, you
In the,
remember Neb asked you specifically for dwarven tobacco.
It was from the mount.
what was it?
That the dwarf told me that tobacco he was sharing with the mount. So if they have a similar strain or that particular kind.
The mount? Do you have the mount?
You were breaking up a little bit, Ben.
Oh, sorry. It came from the mount.
The
Ned
mountain.
didn't
Yeah.
know
Oh, the
what that
mountain.
meant.
Okay. Do you have some tobacco from the mountain?
She points you into a corner. She goes, I have a few strains, actually. One is more expensive due to the rarity and difficulty in growing upon the mountain, and the other is a much more common strain. What would you prefer?
I have no idea, but how uh how difference in the price? How big is the difference in the price that we're looking at here?
Well, she again is speaking very softly, and she's much more confident now that you're actually asking questions about the product. She goes, "This one here, this is the more difficultly grown one. It is about 10 silver pieces per pound. This one, the more common variety, is about 4 silver pieces per pound. If you do purchase the more higher quality, the rarer version, I will throw in a free pipe for you of exquisite dwarven make."
This chat is killing. Uh, all right. So we're what? Uh, five of us for this trip. I'm thinking to myself. So I guess we'll get we'll get 5 pounds of that good.
5 pounds. Oh, dear me.
And
Oh,
then
you are gonna
and if
sell me out.
and if you can throw a little bit of extra on there for those 5 pounds, I know I'm buying a lot.
I will
Help
take
help,
1
help me out
gold
here.
per pound. take off 1 gold per pound for the bulk order, and I will throw in 5 free pipes. Now, I'm not going to give you the best of the best pipes, but these are solid wooden pipes that will be quite delightful when you smoke out of.
Sounds good.
Yes, so 10 silver pieces per pound. She's taken 1 off per pound, so 9 silver pieces
Okay,
per pound.
you said take off 1 gold piece per pound. I was like, so it's free?
No, silver. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm
No, I was
sorry.
just trying to clarify. I was sincerely trying to clarify because I was like, wait, what? So okay,
Anyways,
makes sense. My
Sturf
bad.
purchases.
Surf thinks to himself as he smiles. He goes, "I don't think anybody on the boat will have a problem with me spending this money."
All right. Well, sir, thank you. Come back at any time if you need anything else.
And out to the sea. So
Look, guys, it's tobacco. It's not anything else. Come on, it's like the Hobbit leaf. We all know it's tobacco, right?
sure we do.
Sure. We all know what the Hobbit leaf was, right? Like,
Yeah, right.
It did dull Gandalf's mind. Let's be honest. He did have
That's
that
what I'm
talk.
saying, man. I
but-
read the books.
Right. That shit hit.
so that is our
Why
that
do you
is our
think they eat so
truncated
much?
that is our truncated inventory at the moment.
There you go. Move to look around, and I asked the lady. I said, "Really appreciate all your help. Just looking for some armor or some weapons. Where would you direct me to if I was looking for that sort of thing?"
And she
What do you
thinks
think?
she's like weapons. Um, what type of weapons?
Any?
Any. Okay. To the south there is a vendor in I believe she has it's been a while. I believe it's a wheelbarrow and some baskets under a tent. But she does have a bunch of weapons in these baskets if you're interested in any. Directly northeast, there is a gentleman who sells hide armor, and there is a leather worker just past the farmer's market.
All right. Thank you very much, ma'am. Have yourself a good day.
You too, young man. Have a wonderful day. And
Half man.
now we're gonna go back to the majority.
I'm just muting myself because I don't want to chew in you guys' ears. Thank you.
Gotcha. I don't know why my map didn't move, but anyways, now we're back to the majority. You guys have exchanged some money. There's that market. There's the tavern. Where do you choose to go?
Neb do touch base with it.
Neb did what?
Neb would like to touch base with contact because
All right. Well,
she
you
Correct.
guys.
go to.
You guys are in the perfect place to do stuff. Sturf and Chinna, I apologize.
He did have this one ready.
I did have this one ready. I don't know why it's not fucking loading on the fucking stream, but we'll just sort of... Where's y'all's tokens? I moved your tokens over.
I thought I saw mine a second ago.
Hold on. Technical difficulties.
I gotta minimize. Sec. Better.
And your tokens are so small.
Nothing against y'all's pretty faces.
Say what?
I was just reducing the size of avatars.
Oh
to
yeah,
half of-
it takes a second to load. So anyways, from the money changer, you guys enter the Bloody Shield, which is a tavern known for its more seedy uh, clientele. Neb, as you enter, your head throbs and you hear a voice that screams, "Book, book, book, book." It's just screaming. It's very distracting for you.
If there's an empty table, I'm gonna sit down for a moment, try to pass it off as a sudden headache.
There are several empty tables. Please make your selection.
Gonna go to this one by the piano because it looks the least suspicious.
All right, and
And I'll just
Val follows
yeah.
you. Oh,
I need
okay, there we
that
go.
hurts.
All right, Val looks at you concerned. He's like, "Neb, are you okay?"
It's a sudden pain in my head. It must maybe that whiskey's just now kicking.
Yes, guys, there are tables. Thank you. Uh, so Val looks at you, concern engraved on his face. He says, "Neb, that looks more than a hangover, son."
Is it still happening, or is it starting to pass?
Well, now that you've sat down, it's still going on, but it's much less intense as you're sitting down now. But clearly, when you entered this establishment, something triggered that. But I would like to draw your attention to uh, the bar where you do see your contact serving drinks. Even though it is early in the morning, this establishment is sort of popping this morning with sailors and locals who are popping in and out for a drink. It looks like there's a family next to you guys. Mom, a dad, a son enjoying a late breakfast. So you can sit some more, or you can, I don't know, do something else.
I want to try to see if I can get this feeling under control, so I can go speak.
Give me an Arcana check. And I stepped away. Someone tell me what the roll is.
18.
All right, so
18 total.
that's perfect. So Neb, you close your eyes after Val has asked you if you're feeling okay, and you're kind of just searching within yourself to understand why. Initially, you think it is a sort of a hangover that has kicked in later than you've had a hangover kick in before, but in fact, no. You feel this is something else entirely. You feel your patron reaching out to you as you've stepped into this establishment.
I'm going to try to keep my expression. I'm going to keep acting like it's just a sudden headache.
Okay.
But if I'm able to get it under control,
Okay.
back to what we were doing. I'll be.
So Val's still looking at you concerned, and he's asking like, "Do you need a water, lad? Are you okay?"
Maybe I should have a glass of water. I'll mentally tell him that I'll explain later.
Val nods and he sort of gets up and he goes to the bar, and the bartender leans in and she looks at him, and this is something you guys, they're whispering, you can't hear what they're saying, and then Val comes back with a pitcher of water to where you've been seated, and Val leans in and he goes, Koza says wait 5 and meet us in the back.
And Neb would know what that means, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Um, and you're actually quite impressed that Val knows who Koza is too.
I kind of raise my hand inquisitively.
And so Val gets your meaning, and he just simply points to his tattoo.
Neb nods understandingly, and just kind of grins and shakes his head.
All right, and we're gonna go back
Oh damn.
to Mr. Chenna.
Definitely not eating pistachios. What's up?
That's why I went back to you. I saw everything. But anyways, Chinna, you've had a chance to speak with the locals in the Dwarven Inn, which is here, and you've passed on news of the homeland and shared some prayers with other followers of Tyr locally. What is it you would like to do now?
Well, I don't really feel like Chen has much business, so I think he's just gonna spend the rest of the time just kind of being with the families and kind of uplifting the neighborhood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Feel like it's no sunset basically.
Well, as your DM, may I offer a suggestion?
I would love a DM suggestion.
Well,
This is a sign from Tyr.
as your DM, there is a religious iconography stall set up in the Dwarven Market, not too far from where Sturf is. I'm sure they would love a cleric of Tyr to grace their establishment and offer a prayer or two to maybe drive their business or just get additional dwarfs at their, you know, little establishment. Um,
Definitely, I would do that for sure.
all right. And in fact, based on a rumor you heard in the inn, you are aware of where they're located, which is right here. So I'm
Wonderful.
just gonna move you like, there we go. You're right there.
All right.
All right. And so yeah, this little stall is selling incense, religious icon, along with religious jewelry. It is a variety of religions. You do see Tyr represented quite well. The female owner is quite happy to see you. In fact, she is overly enthusiastic. She is wearing exotic clothing. There's also appears to be her daughter who is less happy and excited to see you. She's more miserable and somewhat thin, but she does give you a curt nod. So, um, you offer your services, and they gladly accept. And they offer you a free drink of water and a lovely hot sticky bun sort of dish as a thank you.
Well, how lovely.
Yes, how lovely. And we're going to move over to Sturf, make sure everyone gets their due. Sturf, what is it you're doing now? Ryan? You're
You're muted.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, I was talking. Heading over to that basket shop with the weapons.
All right, that is down this way, and I'll move you there. Sturf, you are greeted.
All right.
Oh, let me open the. Why can't I open the thing? Hold on. I gotta refresh my thing. It was locking. It was locking up on me. There we go. All right. So you are greeted by a very short for a dwarf, elderly woman, along with a younger woman. And before you is a pile of crossbows, bows, crossbow bolts, in different baskets. There are also quivers and arrows and bolts, along with different short swords and pole arms, are all present at this small establishment. Is there anything you are looking for specifically?
Crossbow bolts for my little crossbow there, and seeing if any of these seem to be of better quality than my current one, and any one-handed weapons, one-handed it's called
Well,
one-handed melee weapons.
Martial melee weapon.
That's the thing is it can
so
be martial or simple. It doesn't matter.
so
One-handed though.
what catches your eye first are the assortment of crossbow bolts. She has several displayed before you. They all appear rather generic crossbow bolts. There's a bolt of 20. The price tag is listed there. Cheaper than what you would consider them. 7 silver pieces for the bolt of 20. As far as weapons, again, it's what you see is some pole arms. So you do see one or two different pole arms, but there's not much variety present there.
Okay, I just buy I'll buy a pack of 20 bolts then.
All right, and your encounter with the purveyor of this stall is quite cordial. She nods and tells you the price. You pay it. She provides you the cross bow bolts. It is very simple for you. And she asked if you're interested in anything else because she did see you eyeing the weapons.
Any other one-handed pole arms are two-handed weapons, correct?
Yes, they are
Yeah.
two-handed. And
Any
she goes, no, no, this is all that I have. If you're looking for one-handed weapons, the gentleman down the way has some maces, I believe.
I'll check them out. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're quite welcome. And she hands you your change, and you make your way to where she pointed fast past the fine jewelry and clothes and puts you here. And before you is a very eager to assist you type of dwarf. It's like, oh yes, yes. How can I help you, sir? This strong lad that you are. Looks like you can carry what I have before me. And he sort of um, like does this little arm gesture, and he's like, "This is what I've got. What do you need?" And what you see before you is where did it go? You see several maces. You see um, a morning star. You see a war hammer before you. Also, a couple smaller daggers here and there. Nothing overly that catches your eye. They just seem pretty standard fare. So maces, Morningstar, Warhammer.
Um. Uh. Sorry. Just looking. I show him my battle axe and I say, "You got anything better than this?"
And you present it in front of him or before him, and he takes it and he's eyeing it up and down. And he's like, well used. Certainly have made. This isn't of dwarvish make. It seems old. A hand-me-down, was it?
Uh. Don't remember where I got it from, to be honest.
And he sort of nods. He goes, you've had it a while then. He goes, honestly, son, I don't think so. I don't think so. If this is what you were looking for, and he's thinking, he's like, let me think a moment. I think in the commons you might have better luck. I think.
All right. Thanks, mate. We'll see you around.
All right. Yes. Thank you. Now, mind you, I haven't seen any axes of late, but swords. I know there are plenty in the commons.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome. And he nods at you, and while he's like a little disappointed he wasn't able to make a sale, he does feel happy that he was able to point you in the right direction at the very least. So, Sturf, we're going to go back to the folks in the Shield. And Neb, you've had some time to drink some water. You understand more where your headache is coming from. And Val says, he sort of nods and points, and he sort of goes through the crowd and behind the bar and into the back. And you guys can follow him.
Wrong buttons. Oh, son of a bitch.
All right. So now you are in the back room of the Bloody Shield, and Koza says, all right, now, Val, what you be needing this time? It's been a while since I seen you, though, and they kind of hug and embrace. And Val introduces each of you. Neb, this is Koza. Van, Koza, Van, Koza, Neb, that kind of thing. And she kind of raises her eyebrow, and she's like, all right, how can I help you, you boys?
Well, I thought I already knew her.
Yes, that's right. My apologies. She does the introductions to Van, and she nods your way. She's like, Neb, been a while.
Yes, it has. Like a great many things have transpired in the world
And
during our voyage.
She nods and she says, yes, they have. What you got for me today?
Well, we had. I'll give her a recap of what happened. I do want to ask her if she's heard of these, for lack of a better term, skyship pirates.
Huh. That is something interesting. She says, flying boats, you say?
Yes.
Flying boats.
And I'll describe as best I can the masked guy.
She shakes her head and she goes, "If such things are out there, they haven't reached these shores of yet. Flying
We weren't
ships.
terribly far from here.
What was that, Neb?
We weren't terribly far from here, so I didn't know if word of these ships had reached you.
She shakes her head. She says, "No, the last thing to reach my ears were those dwarves boasting of the capabilities of their new ship."
I scoff,
Well,
kind of.
And
it
Koza
was
sort of
quite,
leans.
it was
Leans.
quite the ship.
What was that, Neb?
It was quite the ship. Emphasis on was.
So Koza looks directly at you, Neb. She's like, "What have you been knowing of this new ship? I heard 10 guns. 10 guns it has. Slim and fast."
Was she talking about our ship or the one that the other dwarf ship that got destroyed?
I think she was talking about the flagship, wasn't she?
Flagship's not a new ship, guys.
Okay.
Which one was she mentioning when she said 10 guns?
The ship you're on currently.
Okay, that's what we were asking
Okay.
because we were
Yeah.
like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we were pretty. Yes, I believe it does have 10 guns, but we were rather occupied on the way here, licking our wounds and avoiding a hurricane.
She raises both of her eyebrows and she says, "Excuse me? You you're a part of the Dart, right? What, you took this ship from the dwarves?" And she looks kind of concerned and she's like almost about to kick you out of her establishment.
We did not take this ship from the dwarves. I thought you would know me better than
And Val pipes
Smack
in.
me.
Val actually pipes in. He goes, "It was legitimate salvage, Koza. Never you worry."
This masked man and his flying ship were responsible for a great many deaths of those we were shipmates with, and a great many members of the dwarven military. I would. It comforts me to know that this masked man is not part of our organization.
And Koza nods. She goes, "Neb, I never thought you were part of our organization, just a hanger on." And she kind of winks her eyes at Val knowingly. And she says, "Anyways, to business. You have things to sell, yes?"
Yes.
She's like, "Right. Well, I know a guy. And he can be found." What?
Would I talk to her about that ring I have, or someone else?
That's the ring you were trying to get off at yonder, right?
Yes, and I'd like to have her, if she can, let them know that I have it still, and I doing what I can to get it there. But if she could briefly let them know, you shouldn't have to go into detail, but get a message to them that we were waylaid. I still have the ring. I will still deliver it, but I will be delayed.
Okay, so you explain that to her, and she nods. She goes, "Not much I can do with the storm off the horizon, Neb. You know that. Looks stronger than it did at dawn." She said, "You hold on to that. I'll make sure word gets sent to the proper folks once the storm passes. Now, as for everything else, you speak with my guy. My guy, I won't tell you his name. He won't ask for yours. You won't ask for him. But you can find him in a small, rundown shack off the main road." And actually, she kind of pulls out a local map of town, and she goes, "He can be found here for you guys, right, right there. You see that?"
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And she goes, "You find him. He'll be able to handle any illicit wares you might have." And she sort of claps her hand. She says, "Now then, have you ate this morning?"
Yes.
We did have breakfast, but I would not be opposed to a little more refreshment. Perhaps one of the fine beverage.
And she nods and she says, "Right, something light. Cheese and crackers are fine for brunch. Maybe maybe a drink." Um, and she ushers you guys back out into where
Can I
you.
stop her
Yeah, you could stop
before we
her.
get ushered out?
Yeah, you could stop her.
After those two have left, though.
Oh yeah, so these guys have been ushered out, and she's about to.
Uh,
I forgot where everyone was sitting, but there we go.
a word,
And
if I may.
yes, pretty boy, how can I help you?
Well, you're quite pretty yourself.
And
I was wondering.
she scoffs she scoffs at you. She's like, it's like not very many people call a half orc pretty, but get to the point.
I was wondering. How would I word this? Basically, I've heard in my travels. I've heard in my travels and of my time growing up in a city, there are people who have developed a skill to stay silent and in the shadows, away from danger. Would you know anyone who could teach me these skills?
She thinks for a moment and rubs her chin, and she looks you up and down, and she goes, "You in the shadows. No one here could help you, pretty boy. Now, that's not to say someone might be able to help those who cannot be helped, but not here. Yonder. Look in yonder. Someone there can help."
Was there any way I could get you in the shadows?
She
That's a good
give me a persuasion check.
100% trying this. Oh,
Oh,
come on, come on!
all right. She winks at you and she goes, "Not in the daylight, sweetie. Come back after nightfall." And she walks out.
All right, I go and join the others, and don't tell them a word about that last bit.
All right. No one heard that.
I
All
now
right.
have an appointment.
All right. So a waitress comes up to you guys and she hands you a plate of cheese and crackers on, the direction of Koza. And she tells you will be on the house along with some ale that is also on the house. But the serving girl does place down a menu for you, and she winks just in case you're a little more hungry than you thought. And she shares with you, I'm just shared everybody, share this menu with y'all, and you guys can sort of make a decision on what you want. There's different wines. There's a fruity ale. There's another house ale, some cider, a pilsner, some whiskey, gin, rum, vodka, brandy. Apparently, this tavern is much more interested in the drinks than the food. The food is just more sparse, more simple.
Is it about lunchtime? Like, is that
I would say it's past brunch, maybe time for an early lunch.
okay?
I would like a bottle of the turquoise beach whiskey, but could you wrap that in something so I carry it with us?
She nods and she nods and she actually says to you, she's like, Koza said everything's half off if you do order something from the menu. So yeah, let me be right back and I'll have that wrapped up in
Tonight,
paper for you. Yep.
I want to get a bottle of the vodka for Sturf.
Okay, so a bottle. She's writing this down now. She's like, um, the
To
vodka,
go as well.
the whiskey wrapped up, and this will be half off for you, gents. Anything else? And Val says, I would take some. I would not be opposed to some potato wedges. And she nods and winks at Val. Anything else for you guys while you're here?
Are the green peppers filled with cheese and fish, or what type of meat?
And she sort of looks at you. She says, the meat varies day to day. Currently, it's pork.
Then I'm good, thank you.
All right. Anything else?
I'm fine with the cheese and crackers, but I will take a pint of the Green Bolt Pilsner.
All right. One green bolt coming right up. And she takes your orders and she goes back to the bar to fill the drink orders. And then she goes to the kitchen to give the food order. And she comes back in a few moments with your drinks, of course, the wrapped up drinks, and the cup of what you had ordered, Neb. Comes back for that. And then she goes back to wait for your food order. All right, and as you guys are waiting for your food, you see a party of well-dressed gentlemen leave. Oops, wrong button. And Neb, give me a Constitution check.
Goody. 11.
All right, so Neb, your headache has returned in force. You are doubled over in pain. You hear book, tome, book, tome, book, tome, like over and over and over in your head. It is in the voice of your patron. It's sort of it slithers, it snakes around in your brain like a serpent as these gentlemen pass you. But as they pass you and as they leave, it sort of subsides.
Hmm. Did the feeling seem to be stronger from any of them? Any one individual, or just?
Give me your perception check.
I also ask you what's the matter because now that you've expressed physical reactions to it, I'm kind of concerned.
So yeah, Neb, no, you just felt the pain after all of them walked past you. You can't discern if any one individual was causing your patron to scream out at you, but you feel that all of them might have been the cause of it.
I'll look.
You'll do what? Ben?
I can't hear him.
Hello?
It's Ben. I think your mic might not. Your mic may have stopped working again.
Ben?
Uh-oh. Oh, he left. He's reconnecting.
Okay.
Hopefully that works. Although now his camera's. Oh no, he's still moving.
Okay. Yeah, Ben, we couldn't hear you.
I lost chat.
Ah, I hear you now.
I lost chat.
So what were you saying, sir?
I just had said that I would explain it to him in more detail when I
Okay.
had thought upon it and figured out exactly what was happening. I
Okay.
felt like something is trying to tell me something, and I'm not entirely sure what it's trying to tell me. I was not born with these magical abilities. I'll explain later. I don't think there's anything we need to worry about right now.
I am satisfied with that answer.
So Val leans in and he goes, "Do you know who those were?"
I did not, did I?
So Val goes, "They're sages. Sages of Zonamor."
Wait, that's the wizard guy, right?
The wizard guy. Yes, that's the
Well,
wizard guy who
I'm a young, pompous little shit, man.
That's true. Val nods. He goes, "Aye, yeah. The sages, they get trained to make sure the magical mist doesn't envelop the old world again."
Would they know anything about the amulet we have?
Val leans back in his chair and he thinks for a moment. "I don't think we should tell anyone about that amulet."
Well, then what are we to do with it?
No, I agree with Val, and I really don't think tell those four about.
So as you guys are discussing this, the server lady comes back with the food, and she asks if there's anything else that she can do for you guys.
I'm good if you guys are.
Another glass of water. If it's trouble.
Oh, certainly. And she leaves, and she's right back immediately with the water, and she goes back. The water was real quick delivery for you, Neb. And I'll leave you gentlemen to have your early lunch, and we'll move it back to Chinna and Sturf, who are still over by the Dwarven marketplace. And as you guys are excuse me, Sturf, you're still browsing. Chinna, you're still offering wisdom and clericy things. You guys do notice that it does get a little bit darker as you've been out. Why is my thingy not working? Hold on.
We're getting
There.
I just stepped away to get it.
You notice it's gotten a little darker. And shut up, Joe. Just reading what you said. Yeah. So it's gotten a little darker, and you notice a trickle of rain starting to come down. Looks like the storm might be coming in sooner than you guys had thought.
Um, did we decide a place that we were going to meet up, or are we just going back to the inn at the end of the day?
You guys did not decide a thing.
Right then, Sturf, back to the shirt then.
Sounds good.
And as you
I,
guys,
I I'd like to warn everyone, like the locals, about there's a large, we've sailed through this. It's a large storm. Take cover.
and now it's starting to rain now. Look at that. Beautiful rain.
Very nice.
Very nice.
We head back to the shirt to wait for the boys, and we'll secure
And it's getting a little
probably
bit darker now.
enough beds for all of us.
Actually, that's a little dark. Disregard. Okay. So Van, Val, and Neb, you guys, Neb, you sort of regain your senses as those Xenomorph sages left the inn and the water. You kind of nibbled at some of Val's potato wedges. You feel better now. You guys do sort of make your way. You leave. You notice, oh, it's dark. It's raining, and it's you guys make your way back to the shirt where you paid for a full 24 hours there. So you were all congregating, and I had a thing planned here. Hold on. All right, so the warm air turns cool and a rumble of thunder echoes overhead. Southward, black clouds boil over turbulent waters. It's the storm you've escaped, and it's turned more nasty by the looks of it. A bell starts to ring at the center of town as you make your way back towards the shirt. The folks of Haverton seem to know what it means and starts following a specific protocol. The fishermen call to their hands as you pass them. They're unpacking what they can and tying down the rest. Shop owners, as you pass them, are cashing out customers and they start shuttering their shops. Parents are coaxing their children away from the docks and back indoors. Soon, the Havertonians are shuttering their windows. Some are preparing sandbags in front of their doors and remove any items outside of their homes or their places of businesses that could get blown away during a storm. Um, so as you're all sort of you've all sort of met over by the town square. You're all meeting up at the door of the shirt. Where is that token I had? Forgive my GM newbiness. Down a alley, you notice uh, a gentleman run out towards you guys. You remember this is one of the guys that you were seen arguing at the docks when you arrived. He calls out to you, "You there!" This fellow with dark hair and a crooked nose shouts out to you. He says, "I'm the Burgermeister here. You can call me the mayor, I suppose. It looks like we've got a hurricane brewing off the coast, likely headed this way. Could you assist?"
Do you need done?
You're right, Joe. He doesn't look like Henry Cavill, mostly because I didn't want his legal team seeing this and getting mad at me. So Burgermeister is an old sort of Germanic way of saying mayor, okay? I thought it sounded cooler than just mayor. But if you guys are going
I
to...
did actually know.
Bob... We're calling him mayor. Okay. You ruined it. You ruined it. So he stops and he introduces himself. He says, "My name is Varden Halt. I am the mayor of this fine town, and we could use the assistance in preparing for the hurricane. What say you?"
I'll do my part to help. The rest of these lads, it's up to you. There's a warm night and fire and ale to fill your bellies, or a night of hard work and rain. I leave it to you then. Oh, and I go to begin gathering wood and sandbags.
Sturf just goes to the shirt.
It's still like midday, right?
Yeah, now it's past lunchtime, so this is now the day and a half. The storm is now kind of caught up to you guys. So Sturf, Halt now sees you walking off into the shore. He goes, "Oi, lad! Wait! I offer 5 gold pieces for assistance, each if needed."
Sturf looks at Val and Chen. In a kind of a look that, do we need it? Oh, Chen's gone.
You need whatever money you want, lad. It's your
I
back's labor. I'm doing it for the good of the people.
move to Sturf and give him the bottle of vodka. I say, "Well, this certainly wasn't cheap." And I hand it to him.
I hand it back to him. I say, let's go work it off.
I give it back to him again. "No, that's for you. I didn't drink the vodka you bought for me last night."
Oh, that's a fine thing to say to me. Well, you're gonna have to hold on to it a little bit longer because I'm carrying all these things and supplies. So,
Do I see him carrying any armor or weapons? Like any
No.
new armor or weapons, or
it's just
okay?
supplies for the boat, nothing like that. It just
When we
we'll go. Yes, I'll help.
Okay, everyone roll initiative. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
we're fighting a hurricane,
Yes, you are fighting a hurricane.
Poke it in the eye.
No. Yeah. No. The Mayor Halt looks at Van and Sturf. Van, you've stopped Sturf from going inside immediately. With the power of friendship. That's right. And he goes, I'll pay you each 5 gold apiece if you help. Double if you do an exceptional job. How's that sound, boys?
Just have the money ready.
I like gold.
It's like, all right. So I want to pause it here for a second. This is a good stopping point for next session, or we can continue and do the task that the Mayor Holt has for you guys.
If it's a good stopping point, then
Yeah, I'm good with the stopping point if
Okay.
that's because this is our normal stopping time, and it's
Yes. Well, it's
Yeah.
it's an hour past our normal stopping time because we did start late. So again, no worries, Ryan. We get it. Work sucks sometimes. But so I promised you guys a more laid back RP heavy session. I think this is a good stopping point before shit goes down. So
I liked it. I had a lot of fun. Thank you.
yeah, it was a good one.
yeah. Well, everybody, we will hold it here. We'll. I literally have no prep for next session. That's fantastic.
you better prep Koza. Just saying.
Pepper loins.
I better get a special map.
It's just blurred out.
Well,
So does Chenna
I
get
didn't
to
know she
carry
was
over his?
Japanese.
say what?
Does Chenna get to carry over his luck token since we literally had no use for them?
Since it is his birthday and he did not do or need to use the luck tokens, yes, because we did carry over your luck token that you had left over, so we can do the same. For those of you who have birthdays well in the future, I think some luck dice are fun for when you have your birthdays. So, yeah, I think we'll end it here. I did, since we were like going from one crazy thing to another. It was nice to just slow down, and hopefully you guys had some good character moments. And Neb will definitely figure out why your patron's yelling at you in your brain.
Alrighty. Sounds good. All
All
right,
right.
guys. Good sesh.
Good
Yep.
session. You guys have a wonderful night. Thank everyone in stream for watching. Thank you guys for playing, and have a wonderful night. We're gonna take a quick break, and Zach and Joe, if you want to be a pirate with me, I am down for a little bit.
No. If you want to be a pirate with me,
I mean, he is the captain. We know that.
That's true. That's true. We are but noobs.
not in D&D. I'm the captain in Sea of Thieves.
That is true. But anyways, we're calling it here.
Good night, y'all.
A fun
Have a
RP
good one.
session. Have a good night, everybody.